Guys, what's up? It's the King of Games 98, and a few minutes ago, I just finished watching the Japanese hentai, I guess you would call movie, Riri, or Ray, I'm guessing you pronounce that Riri, special edition on VHS, because this bad boy is from 1993. Yeah, this freaking thing is older than me, and I'm about to turn 19. Um, yeah. Holy shit. Um, okay. So, uh, how I came across this? Well, I came across this Japanese hentai movie, which is on VHS. Here, check it out. Look at this shit. The freaking VHS tape is like reddish orange. I have never seen a VHS tape in this color, let alone that looks like this with like these weird looking lines and those rectangular like window like things to let you look inside of the tape. Usually VHS tapes have those clear see-through things. They're bigger than that, and you can see the actual film in the tape. But yeah, that's the actual VHS tape. Pretty gnarly looking, honestly. And so, the story of how I came across this. I came across this Japanese hentai on VHS in a lot of old Japanese animes I bought on VHS. Last year when I was at a when I was at a when I was at, I guess you would say, yeah, I guess you just call it a swap meet. When I was at a swap meet with my dad, and my dad was selling some stuff, I was selling some stuff too, and this older gentleman right down the road legitimately just had this stack of all old various Japanese animes all on VHS, and Riri was in that stack. And the stack was literally just all of animes just sitting there on a table. I'm honestly surprised no one else bought them, because I didn't even know this old dude, and yes, it was an old man. I'm honestly surprised this old man still had them, because by the time I realized they were there and bought them, it wasn't till like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And by that point, the swap meet was dead, and most people had already left or were beginning to leave, and no one else, it was really starting to die down, and, there was very limited vendors still there set up, or, most of them had already started leaving or already had left by then. And yeah, this freaking old man had this stack of just old animes on VHS sitting there on his table. And I asked him how much for all of them, because I realized they were all animes. And at first, I think he said to me like $8 or $10 for all of them on VHS, which I got to be honest with you guys, I don't know about you. Movies, animes, anime movies, even hentais, whatever, on VHS, I don't really pay a lot for. So when he goes $8 or $10 for a stack of them, yeah, I didn't really feel like giving him that much for all of them. And, mind you, there was a lot of them in the stack. But I think I came back at him with like, would you take like $5 for all of it? Or yeah. I think I like was looking them over, and then I kind of was taking long, and it was at the end of the swap meet, obviously, and I turned to him and was like, "Would you take $5 for everything?" And he goes, "Yeah, sure." I'm like, "Score." The whole time I didn't even realize that this was a Japanese hentai. I did see it in there. I didn't realize this was a Japanese hentai, though, until I got it and looked it up and Googled it and found that out. So, this Japanese hentai, Riri, on VHS, consists of, because I just actually Googled it a couple minutes ago, this Japanese hentai, Riri, on VHS consists of 2 episodes. well, actually, that's what Google called them. 2 OVA episodes, and that was basically the whole movie. In the first movie, there's this young couple that's in love. Don't ask me what their names were because I, honest to God, forget their names. And yeah, so that's not going to happen if you want to know what their names are. Or you know what, just look it up for yourself. Anyway, so there's this young couple, this, I guess, yeah, you would say, teenage age boy and a girl. And, they were, I guess, for a decent amount of time in love with each other, and, they were really happy together in a happy relationship. Then the girl just all of a sudden broke it off with the poor dude, and the dude was freaking heartbroken. He wanted to kill himself. And here, the girl dumped the dude for another girl. Plot twist! And then it gets better. The girl dumped her boyfriend for turns out to be her doctor. And her doctor is a woman who I'm guessing is not the same age as her, because in the movie you could tell that she was definitely more mature and more older of an adult. And yeah, so this chick left her boyfriend, who was madly in love with her, and when she broke up with him, wanted to kill himself for not being with her, for another woman that happened to be her doctor. Can you please tell me who the fuck does that? Because I don't know anyone that would do that. Okay, so, let's just, say, not to get too graphic, but the girl and the woman, her doctor, get intimate with each other. They make out, they get naked, and they do have sex. Yes. Mm-hmm. And so, what the boy does to get back at the girl is she meets Kaguya. That's this girl. She's pretty hot, isn't she? She is like, I don't know what you would call or categorize Kaguya. She's like an enchantress, or I guess kind of like a ghost, or maybe a spirit that has magical powers, because only certain people can see her, not everyone can see her. And then this is her freaking like little butler assistant, Pee-Pee. God, that's a horrible fucking name. And so Kaguya transforms the boy into a woman, a very attractive young woman, to get back at her girlfriend for leaving him for another woman. And then come to find out that the older woman doctor who is in love with the girl that she left the boy for, she was just like on like doing a fling with this chick and didn't even give a damn about her, and really cared about this other doctor that she worked with, who was a man. And so long story short, she planted something on this poor young girl to make it seem like she got sick at a restaurant when they went out on a date. And yes, that did happen. And so then while she was laying in the hospital bed, she injected her with some deadly shit to freaking kill her, to take her out, so there would be no witnesses, so that no one would ever know that she freaking had sex and relations with another woman. And so the younger girl ends up dying, which was actually really sad. But then the dude that got dumped, who Kaguya turns into a freaking woman, as she grabs her perky boobs there, as you can see. gets back at the woman, at the older female doctor for taking his girlfriend by having sex as a female with the man that she loves. Oh shit! Oh my god. This Japanese hentai could not have gotten any better. And so that was basically the whole backstory of the first episode. I believe the first episode was called Night 1 or something. Yeah, it was definitely Night something. Oh, I almost forgot to mention. This Japanese hentai Riri, this specific copy on VHS, was the original Japanese version subtitled in English. I don't know if they ever actually did a English dub of this, but this specific copy is the original Japanese version, but subtitled in English, in case anyone was wondering. So, that was basically the whole backstory of the first part of the movie. The second part of the movie, which I'm pretty sure was called Night 2, had nothing to do, was completely different from the first part, didn't really pick up after the first part, nothing. It was all different, new people, new place, but Kaguya and PP were the same. So, second part is this real nerdy dude, not gonna lie, he actually kind of reminded me of myself. This real nerdy dude who liked space, outer space, and video games. Well, at least video games anyway. I don't really care for outer space. But this real nerdy dude who really liked outer space and video games had a girlfriend. I'm actually very surprised by this. Who was really cute and good looking, but she couldn't stand him being all too nerdy and not wanting to, care about her, and wasn't really affectionate towards her or anything. They never kissed, they never had sex. So the girl that this nerdy dude is dating ends up breaking up with him. Right in the middle of the street, and then it fucking starts raining. How more sad and depressing could you have gotten? Like, oh my god, right in the fucking feels, man. So then Kaguya comes into this nerdy kid's life as a fortune teller. Oh, and mind you, Kaguya's outfit that you see here, this was what she wore. Yeah, this was her outfit in the first part. In the second part, it was completely different and a lot more revealing. And honestly, I liked how Kaguya looked in the second part, to be honest. And between the two parts, I actually like the second part better. Anyway, so Kaguya comes into this nerdy kid's life, and, in a fortune teller way, kind of, explains to this kid that your girlfriend doesn't want anything to do with you because you haven't touched her. You haven't kissed, you haven't even had sex, you haven't done anything. You haven't fucking lived, man. But in a nice way. Not really like a douchebag to him. And so Kaguya takes the real nerdy dude through this whole process, and she freaking takes her freaking top off and shoves her bare boobs in his face. Oh, how envious of him, of this nerdy guy that I was. They went through a lot that I'm, just trying to break down into a smaller section to not make this video all that long. At one point, Kaguya and PP get trapped into the video game that this nerdy kid was playing the one night at his house. And he was playing on a freaking Japanese Nintendo Super Famicom, but instead they called it Bitendo or Bitendo. Yeah, it was Bitendo, but the shape of the controller was a Super Famicom, and it was a dead giveaway, at least for me anyway. Because I know my video games, nerd. That was freaking hilarious. And so, long story short, Kaguya helps the nerdy guy go through this huge process, realizing that, he needs to start treating his girlfriend better. And then his girlfriend starts to miss him and realize that she wants him. They both come back into each other's life. And actually, the second part ended with them going to a hotel and I'm guessing having sex, because it showed them going to the hotel and then that's where it freaking ended. It didn't actually show them having sex, but it was kind of implied. Okay, so that is basically the whole backstory to both parts of the Japanese hentai Riri. So, I'm just going to tell you guys right off the bat, I don't really watch any Japanese hentais at all. Like, I'm not even lying to you guys right now. I'm being dead ass honest. I really strictly just watch Japanese animes. I really don't watch Japanese hentais. But since I came across this, I was like, well, fuck. I'm going to watch it. And so I picked the best time and watched it when I was home by myself and my parents weren't around. Yay! So, my final thoughts on Riri, and we're going to wrap up this video. First off, this is definitely an adult-only Japanese hentai. It even fucking says an animated classic for adults only. So, if you're not at least 18 years old, I would not be watching this because, you're just not old enough yet. What did I personally think about it as a Japanese hentai? I thought it was actually really freaking good, aside from the sex scenes, the nudity, the violence. This actually had comedy in it. The couple comedy, comedic lines and the couple comedy parts I actually found very funny and really enjoyed. Not knowing all that much about hentai myself, I think this is not really like your normal, average, or typical hentai. I think this is quite different and distinct. Anyway, with that being said, my final rate for the Japanese hentai Riri is going to be a solid 9 out of 10 because, I don't know, I couldn't really bring myself to give it a perfect 10 out of 10, but at the same time, I really couldn't find anything wrong with it. I don't know. It's a Japanese hentai. It's, just that. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you've ever seen this Japanese hentai, and if so, what you thought about it. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.